Well, Coach, that was a pretty interesting hockey game. 18 goals, three goalies, even strength goals, power play goals, shorthanded goals, empty net goals, fights. Game
Very
just,
entertaining for the fans, that's for sure.
but more importantly, a win for you guys. And how big was it?
A real important win against a very dangerous and talented hockey club. Certainly wasn't pretty at times, but considering where we are in terms of injuries and guys kicked out of the game, a short bench, a lot of players stepped up in to play a lot more minutes than they have in situations and spots that they hadn't been in before, and the fact that we could execute and score 11 goals as depleted as we were is a credit to how well the players played tonight.
Yeah, what's your level of pride with that? Because so many guys who have normally haven't even seen the ice, getting a regular shift out there with all the flus and injuries going around, you had to be pretty proud of that group, didn't you?
Oh, extremely proud of a gritty effort, and no matter how much we had the lead at times, you never felt comfortable because of how dangerous the hockey team is down there. I know the team extremely well. There's a lot of kids that I've worked with for years and years now, so I know exactly how dangerous they are. But yeah, we had guys that stepped up and played big minutes that had been, healthy scratches for better parts of a month. AJ Spellacy stepped up to play center. He's usually primarily a wing, and then he plays more minutes than he's been all season at center, power play, penalty kill, and had just an amazing game. Pasquale Zito comes in having not played all year and has a 5-point night. It's hard to just pick out, but like so many guys stepped up and played really well. I thought Colton Smith had his best game of the season. Connor Walton stepped up into increased minutes. Joseph Eichler played a big role with increased minutes. And then like guys like Jack Nesbitt, Jack Greenwell, Ryan Struthers, like you could go on and on, but this was a total team effort. And our special teams was really good. We got a real important power play goal at the end of the second period. Obviously, we called timeout, just feeling that getting that goal at that time was critical. But our penalty kill was fantastic. A 5-minute major kill in the first period. They really stepped up and killed a penalty. For me, you take a penalty, you put your team down too. That's poor discipline on my part. I have to be better. And it took a couple guys to sacrifice with some big block shots, so I appreciated that and made sure that they knew that. And then we stepped up with a big shorthanded goal in the third period as well too.
I wanted to ask you about special teams, so thank you for answering that question already. I want to focus on a couple guys though. AJ Spellacy, was this his best game of the year?
Yeah, you'd be hard pressed to think that wasn't his best game. He skated right from the drop of the puck. He was going. To me, that's the game right there that NHL scouts are going to fall in love with because he's big, he's fast, he's strong. He took pucks to the net. Obviously, he scored, but then he killed penalties. He made plays in the power play, and just like I said, logged huge minutes in every situation. And really stepped up when so many guys are down and out of the lineup. And when you have injuries, flu, guys kicked out of the game, you need people to step up and become the new first line center for the night. And that's what he did. And I'm really proud of the effort that he put forth tonight.
Yeah, all of his assets were on display: body, speed, scoring, setting up teammates. Pasquale Zito, his first game is
what a debut.
Yeah, it was season debut. Like, what did you see in his game that you liked, and how big will his addition be for this club?
Well, I know Pasquale a little bit. I've worked with him back in the summer a few years ago, so I'm well aware of the skill he has, the grit that he has, skating, the edge work. So I think he's going to be an important player for us. He's got a presence in the dressing room. He is definitely a leader in the group, and he's going to drag people into the fight. He's a character player, high character. He's gritty, and then he showed his skill tonight as well too. So, there's going to be some conditioning stuff. We'll have to get him back into game speed here because he hasn't played much of late. But he knows the team, he knows the organization, he knows some of the players, he knows me, and yeah, he really stepped up in an important role tonight.
Speaking of leaders, first game for Liam Greentree as a captain. We all know his point production. But what makes Liam special as a captain, even off the ice? What are his characteristics off the ice that make him such a good captain?
First and foremost, he's an unbelievable kid. He's very, very well respected by staff, players, anybody that comes into the organization. He's got such an exuberance and an energy for the game of hockey. He loves being on the ice, loves working on his craft. And it's not a fluke that Liam is a good player. He puts a lot of time and effort and energy into becoming the best player that he can be. And that's contagious. And then guys see that. They see how much extra time he puts in. He's certainly trying to be a vocal leader as well, because that's important, but he certainly leads by example. Leadership's hard. It's not an easy thing to do, and I think he's going down the right road to be a real successful leader. And I've told you this before earlier in the year, he's a guy that I would want to be. He's a bunker guy. You'd want him in your foxhole, because he's going to give you everything he's got. He's skilled, he's gritty, he's tough. And he's of the utmost character.
I wanted to ask you too about Joe Eichler, and his draft stock is rising too. What makes him special and makes him attractive at the next level for these scouts?
Yeah, just a real hard, strong player to play against. He's come over here knowing very little English. There's times earlier in the year and even now, it's like you kind of try to put yourself in his shoes. If I was in the Czech Republic and I was playing a hockey game and the coach was trying to tell me something, would I know what was being said? And that can't be easy. So there's certainly been a lot of Google Translate, a lot of video, a lot of using the board and diagram, a lot of hand signals. And I'm Portuguese, and my whole life I felt like if I talked in broken English that my grandmother could understand me a little bit better. I don't know that ever did, but that's the way I feel like if I talk like that with Joseph, maybe it'll help him understand as well too. So but yeah, he's just a hard player to play against. He brings that even in practice. Like, he pushes our guys to be better in practice. And, again, he's a young player still too. He's taken on big minutes. And we had 4 defensemen who are basically all 06s play major minutes tonight. And I thought they all performed extremely well.
Coach, how do you build on this win here tonight going forward?
Yeah, it's a really important win. It's a first place team, I believe, and it's a team that's certainly buying and trying to become a contender to win the Memorial Cup, or at least get there. And for us to come in and put up that kind of offense against them, I think is good. Clearly, we've got to shore up some things defensively, but again, that's no slouch of a team over there. They're very dangerous and they can capitalize at any moment. So there's, I think we also took from it that there's players on our team, young players that are capable of playing in this league, and I think that's a big confidence building block for them to believe that they can play and they can make plays at this level, and hopefully that will make us a better team moving forward. And when we do start to get some people back from injuries and sickness, that can help create some internal competition and push from within to make sure guys are pushing to try to be the best team that we can be.
Thanks, Coach. Congrats again.
Thank you very much.
Hi, I'm Dan Gemus, CEO of the Dan Gemus Real Estate Team. When you think real estate in Windsor and Essex County, think of the Dan Gemus Team. We're here to help every step of the way. Learn more at dangemus.com.
Pasquale, welcome back to Windsor. What a debut. 2 goals, 3 assists, 5 points, plus you get the win. First of all, how did it feel to get back on the ice, your first game of the season?
Felt awesome, especially being at the WIFCU tonight. Love the fans here, and couldn't have asked for a better first game back.
And you win and you produce. That had to feel good. That had to feel good for yourself, didn't it?
Well, first off, I just think the win felt even better. I want to make a playoff push here, and like I said, the points will come if you're playing hard. So it's incredible first game back.
Were you nervous out there? How are you feeling?
Took me a couple shifts to adjust back to the speed. After that, it's like riding a bike, so it came back fairly quick.
You seem to even develop some chemistry right away with some of the guys. How did that come about?
Just think that, 2 good players that I was playing with, it's very easy to kind of get that chemistry going with them right away, especially when you're talking out there. So I think the chemistry just came with because of how talented of players they are.
A lot of the fans will want to know what you've been doing for the last year, so tell us about that.
I've just kind of been at home. I took some personal time off from the game, and I realized how much I love the game, and I wanted to come back, and came to Windsor because it was like a second home to me. So I try to find the love back for the game, and I think I found it and continue playing hard here.
Why is Windsor considered a second home for you?
Just think that, I came here as a 16-year-old, as a kid, and I matured, here in Windsor. And, we went on a great run when I was here, and fortunately we lost in Game 7 against Hamilton. But, I just love the memories that I've had here, and kind of wanted to play it out here for my last year in Windsor.
How have you changed as a person, as a player, since your first stint with the Spitfires and now on to your second stint?
I think I've just matured in many ways, there's a lot of things that you can't control in hockey, and you just got to stay composed. And, I felt that I've learned that kind of stepping away from hockey and, taking a look at, everything, and I'm just happy to be back.
What do you think of the team as you join this team? It's a brand new team from the one that you last left.
I think that this team is a lot better than put on the standings, and I think that there's a lot of skilled players on this team that could potentially make a playoff push, and I think we could do it here in the second half.
We saw you score. We saw you set up teammates. We saw you throw the body. Is that the type of game that you're going to bring to help this team get in the playoffs?
Yeah, I'll try to play my best like that. Bring some energy for the boys. If it's not scoring goals or making plays, then try to do something just to get the guys going.
And what's your message for the fans after your first game in a Windsor uniform?
It's nice to be back, and back like I never left. And I love the fans here.
You're never too old to play in the mud. The only thing that changes are the toys.
Liam, first and foremost, congratulations on the win. What did you think about the team's performance?
Yeah, it was great. A great game for a lot of the guys. A guy like Spellecy having, a great game, that's a huge confidence booster for him. Zito first came back, 5 points, I'm pretty sure. So, I think that was a big game for us and our team.
You had 2 assists tonight, but you didn't have to score a goal for the team to be victorious. What's that message send to the rest of the OHL?
I think, we're a team that competes, and we're gonna compete to the very end. We're gonna make a playoff push. I have no doubt that we're gonna make playoffs. We have a great group of guys that doesn't give up.
What was the key to victory here tonight? Like, not many people gave you a shot against the best team in the Eastern Conference. What was the difference here tonight, you think?
I think just going in with a lot of confidence and not thinking about too much about how they're doing or who they have on their team, and I think we just stuck to our game plan and listened to our coaches, and it went well for us. We stick to the game plan.
It was a big day for you. You got the C on your jersey for the very first time. How did you feel being the captain wearing the C in your first game?
Yeah, it was super cool, but things didn't change for me. I think it was a big game for a lot of other guys too. It was exciting for me, but Spellecy obviously again, and I think it was a big game for a lot of different guys.
I couldn't help but notice how happy you were when Spellecy scored the hat trick goal. Just walk us through what you were saying and the excitement level that you had there between you and your teammate.
I came into the year with this guy. He's a great guy, great player. He's someone I kind of learned from. He works so hard, and I think seeing him get that goal, it was so well deserved. He played so well this game, and I'm so happy he got it. That's all that I have to say about that.
Yeah, the other thing that I noticed is you were telling the bench to calm down a bit late in the third period. What was that about?
He just, Zugan, after he scored, he got a 10-minute misconduct, just, looking at their bench and yelling at their guys. So I kind of told, we don't need that anymore. We're up by a pretty good amount, and I think it's important for us to stay level-headed, especially when we still, need to make playoffs, and yeah.
Hopefully you'll get some guys back from the flu, from injury, but how do you go into the following week after this big win?
Obviously, that was a huge win, and I think it's going to be motivation for us to have a great week of practice, and it's going to be, it kind of puts into perspective how we're good, and people know that we're good, and I think our guys are realizing that we can do this.
Hi, I'm Dan Gemus, CEO of the Dan Gemus Real Estate Team. When you think real estate in Windsor and Essex County, think of the Dan Gemus Team. We're here to help every step of the way. Learn more at dangemus.com.
AJ, congratulations. First on the win, but also your performance. 3 goals, 2 assists, 5 points on the night. Just let's talk about the team win first. How big was that win for you guys?
Yeah, thank you. I mean, after last game, it wasn't great, so we practiced hard, and everyone came out just from the start. I mean, Abe's had 2 goals right away, and we just kept feeding off that energy. Everyone chipped in, and everyone was working their tail off, so it was great.
Yeah, and you guys were shorthanded today. Like, what was talked about before the game? Other guys stepping up. You certainly stepped up in tonight's game. That's got to feel good, right?
Yeah, I mean, that's a great team. So shorthanded, we were just trying to just put your body on the line, do whatever it takes for the team, and I think everyone did that. So we just fed off of that.
3 goals, hat trick. That had to feel good. You're first in the OHL.
Yeah, it felt great. I mean, I haven't had one in the OHL yet, and it was all because of my teammates, and I just can't thank them enough for that.
Have you scored a hat trick before?
Yeah, I have, just not in the OHL.
Yeah. Tell us about that other time when you scored. Do you remember when you scored the hat trick?
Yeah, I do. It was actually my draft year for the OHL, just probably a random Saturday game, and popped 3 in. So
Where are the 3 pucks now?
I have no idea.
Yeah.
I got one at the end of the game today, I got the hat trick goal, so that was pretty cool.
You and Liam Greentree seem to have a great moment. He assisted on the goal. Walk us through the hat trick goal if you can.
Yeah, so Greener he took the puck in the zone, and I was just driving the net hard, and then he got a shot off, and the rebound popped right out to me, and I was able to bury it, and I was super excited for him too, because it was his 100th point in the league, and that's a big milestone for him, and props to him for that.
Oh, that's great. Didn't know about that. And then you guys celebrated. You were like screaming at each other.
Yeah, we were pretty pumped off. I mean, it put us over the edge a bit just to keep it rolling, and I was super excited for him, and he was super excited for me, so it was awesome.
The midterm rankings for the NHL Central Scouting Bureau came out this week. You were ranked there, obviously. What does that mean to you to see your name mentioned with other draft-eligible players, and do you pay attention to that sort of thing?
Obviously, it's a bit encouraging, and people mention it, but I mean, a ranking's a ranking, and I had a slow start at the beginning of the year, so I mean, I don't really look at that. I use it as motivation because I know I'm way better than what I was put at, so I just use it as motivation. I came out tonight and played hard, so.
Yeah, and all your assets were on full display, your speed, your hitting, your goal scoring touch. How much confidence does this performance tonight give you going forward?
Yeah, I mean, it gives me a lot. Confidence is a huge part of the game, and if you can have confidence, I mean, you could do whatever you put your mind to. And I worked hard for this, and it's good to see something like this happen. I just gotta keep it going the rest of the year, and just keep working, and things will work out. So.
And what do you think a win like this gives? How much confidence does it give the team?
Yeah, it's huge. I mean, it shows that if everyone chips in a bit, it's awesome, because it shows that we could play with anyone any given night, and I have no doubt that we will make the playoffs this year after that game.
You're never too old to play in the mud. The only thing that changes are the toys.